Hi everyone, it's been just over 2 months since I got my hands on the Dell XPS 15 and I've put it through its paces. I've been getting pretty comfortable with Windows, which was a big deal for me as you know, I've been a Mac user for 14 years before that, but 2 months on, am I still glad I made the switch? Well, yes, I think so. Let's talk about it. Generally, I think this is fantastic laptop. It performs really well and it looks good. The touchpad is huge. The keyboard feels great. The screen looks fantastic. There's so much good that, to be honest, I've kind of already talked about in that review 2 months ago. And I'll leave a link in the description for that if you're interested. But here's the thing. With a few months of playing with it, there are a couple of things that maybe I don't like quite so much. So, you know, the screen is great, yeah, when you can actually get the colors to look okay. Like the colors were weird and oversaturated and just not good for quite some time. It took me 4 weeks or so to find some finicky little settings somewhere between the Dell Premier color setting, the Intel graphics command center, and like the regular display settings. It just shouldn't be that hard to get a decent color profile. And a regular caveat that you'll hear from me is, well, maybe I was missing something, but it seems like way more hassle than it needs to be. And while we're talking about screens, by the way, I bought a touch screen, and I think I had this like vague dream of looking something like Tom Cruise from the Minority Report, but like it turns out it was pretty much a total waste of money for me. I don't use it at all. Do you use the touchscreen? If you do, I would love to know what you use the touchscreen for, because I just can't find any helpful purposes for it other than kind of occasionally scrolling through the odd Word document or something. Let me know. I think it handles games and video editing really well. It's obviously not a dedicated gaming PC or anything like that, but it copes enough for casual gamers like me to play games like Star Wars Battlefront 2, Ghost Recon Wildlands, Fortnite, Jedi Fallen Order, Watch Dogs 2, like those kind of games, and it has minimal issues, and that's a huge plus. But randomly it will get super confused and inexplicably take like 10 minutes to load just one of these games, and that's a problem. The battery power is a lot more hit and miss than I expected. 2 months ago, I thought it'd be fine, but a recurring pattern seems to be that if you want to watch YouTube videos, it lasts like a pretty ridiculously long time, and it's great that way. But, and this is a big one for me, doing anything even remotely taxing, like editing photos or videos or even working on Word documents, it seems to drain like far too quickly. Like way faster than my 2015 MacBook Pro when doing the same thing. And I know I mentioned my old MacBook quite a lot, but that's because it just shouldn't be in the same league as a brand new top of the line laptop that is 5 years newer. This is a huge strike against the XPS 15. Having said that, I plug it in for the vast majority of the time, so that's not a deal breaker, it's just not good enough. And oh, this is a big thing too. In my previous review of the XPS 15, I said I wasn't a big fan of the webcam or mic. Do you remember that? Well, 2 months on, the mic is diabolical. Like, I have a fairly high number of Zoom calls each week for work, and every single one is a problem. It's led to people not being able to hear me at all, and they've said consistently, like, I sound like a Dalek, like weirdly consistently actually. And when I open up my 2015 MacBook on the same network and join the same Zoom call, you've guessed it, there are no issues whatsoever. This is another area that is just not good enough. For the last 2 months, I've gone out of my way to try and avoid calls on my XPS 15 wherever possible because the quality is just that poor. It's not good. Oh yeah, and one last thing. You know, the touchpad, it is just nowhere near as good as, you've guessed it, my 2015 MacBook Pro. Like, it's 5 years old, buddy. Like, it's usable for most programs, but it turns out it's just like, it's not in the same league, not even close. Now, I think that covers most issues. None of these are deal breakers for me because I think the pros do outweigh the cons. I think the pros are more valuable, but boy, these are bigger cons than I expected when I first reviewed this laptop. Now I'm interested, what do you think? I love reading your thoughts, so please do comment and let me know. And if you found this video helpful or maybe even informative in any way, I would be so grateful if you could take the time to like this video and possibly even subscribe to my channel. Who knows, maybe you can be the one that will help me get to 1,000 subscribers. That would be really cool. So that's it from me. Have a fantastic week, whatever you're doing, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.